9.5, factor x squared plus bx plus c. So, factoring x squared plus bx plus c, what does this look like? It is something like, or it factors into, okay, this would be equal to x plus p, x plus q, provided p plus q is equal to b, and p times q is equal to c.
So there's no numbers?
No, there are numbers. This is just in letters what it looks like. This is like the formula essentially for it. Okay, so what that means is eventually there's going to be a number in front of x. This section there's no number in front of x, so that's why I say these are the easier ones. Okay, you're taking the letter C, okay, where that is, it's your constant term, it's just a number, and you're figuring out what two numbers multiplied together give you that number that also add up to give you the middle number. Okay, so if you had something like x squared plus 5x plus 6, okay, I'm looking for two numbers that add up. Okay, eventually we'll also get sometimes where it'll have to be subtracting. Okay, two numbers that add up. So a number plus a number to give you 5. And then the same number times a number to give you 6. Okay, so we're looking for factors of 6. So this is where we were prime factoring stuff the other day. Okay, this comes in handy. Okay, you're looking for all possible factors. The one that's forgotten the most is the one that's like 1 and 6. Okay, sometimes your factors are really that simple. You don't always have to prime factor it all the way down. Okay, what's another two numbers that can be multiplied together to give you 6? Okay, 2 and 3. So those are my only options to be multiplied to give me 6. Which of those set of numbers adds up to give me 5? Okay, 2 and 3. So that's going to be the set I'm using. So 2 plus 3 is equal to 5, and 2 times 3 is equal to 6. Okay, so once you find those numbers, okay, you come over here and you write down x squared plus, and then we're going to write down each of these with an x. So it's going to be plus 2x plus 3x, and then you copy down the last one, so plus 6. So the middle term always gets split into two things. Okay, middle term becomes 2, others get copied down. So you go from 3 terms to 4 terms. Now what you're going to do is we're doing the factor by grouping. Okay, so you're grouping the first 2 and the last 2. So those middle numbers, this section doesn't matter because there's just a 1 in front of x. The next section where there's a number, you want to try to pick the number that matches the best with the first number or the last number to pair them up, because we want to factor something out. So you want to factor out something that's the easiest. Okay, some of them doesn't matter, some of them do. So this one, it didn't really matter which one I picked because it's just whatever. You can put them wherever you want. So what is the biggest thing I can take out of x squared plus 2x? So ignore all of this.
2, 1,
Need something I can take out.
2x.
Greatest common factor. Okay, just an x. So I take out an x. So I've got my x. And then what am I left with just in this piece?
2x.
If I take an x out, what am I left with?
A singular x and
X plus 2. Okay? Now, what's the biggest thing I can take out of this part? 3. So we write down the 3 and then a parentheses. So if I take out the 3, what am I left with? I'm taking a 3 out of both pieces. So x plus 2. Now, something to note. This and this has to match. If they don't match, something's wrong. Okay? Means you either didn't factor out something big enough or you factored it out incorrectly, something like that. Okay? They have to match. It's a buddy. Okay? Now, it's a buddy. We only copy it down one time. Our final answer is you put the stuff that's outside together, x plus 3, and then the stuff that's together as a buddy, you write it down once, x plus 2. So this would be your final answer.
If you take 3 from both, why did it go to 2?
Because 6 divided by 3 is 2. Okay? Now, I told you there's never, ever an excuse to get factoring wrong. Why? Because I can take this, x plus 3 times x plus 2. I can FOIL it back. Okay? Can multiply it back. So x times x is x squared. X times 2 is 2x. 3 times x is 3x. 3 times 2 is 6. Combine like terms. X squared plus 5x plus 6. And that's what I started with. So I've checked it and I know that I got my answer right.
I get everything up until you got to the answer. Can you explain how you got that?
Yeah. So everything outside of the parentheses, so that x and the plus 3, they all get written down into one together. And then you have the x plus 2 that's repeated. You have it 2 times. You just copy it down once. So, and if those don't match, go back and like factor out again. Like erase it and start over, basically. And then always go check it. Okay? Always check your factoring. Can't say it enough. You will get factoring wrong at times. I still do on occasion. But if you check it, you'll know that it's right. Okay? That's why the stuff that you just did on your quiz was so important. All of those little pieces add up to give you this big piece that we're doing now. Okay? So, let's look at another problem. Say you've got x squared plus 3x plus 2. So I'm looking for two numbers that when multiplied together give me 2, and when added together give me 3. Okay? So what are possible factors of 2? 1 and 2. Okay? There's no other options. If I add those two numbers together, that gives me 3, so that gives me that middle term. So, in this case, this is one where I say if you line it up correctly, it makes your life a lot easier. Okay? If I put the 2 with the 2, then that will be something I can pull out and it'll just make it easier. Okay? So, x squared plus x. Okay, so plus 1x. Plus, I have another 2, so 2x. So those two middle terms add up to give me this middle term. And then you just copy down the last term, so plus 2. So I'm grouping the first 2 and the last 2. So out of the first 2, what can I pull out? Okay, I can take out an x. So what does that leave me with? Plus what? X divided by x is what? 1. Okay. Plus, what can I take out of the second part? 2. And what does that leave me with? 2 divided by 2 is what?
X plus 1.
Okay, and another key is they've got to match. Okay? So that would have been if you had said that it was still x plus 2, x plus 1 and x plus 2 don't match. So you know you have to go back and look at it again. Okay? So that's kind of like your other method to know that you've done it right is if they match or not. So now, again, these two are the same. That's what we're looking for. So our final answer, we write down everything that's outside together in one parentheses. So that's x plus 2. And then we copy down one of the buddies, which is x plus 1. And we get our answer. Okay?
That's not too late.
We can go back and FOIL it to check it. X plus 2 times x plus 1. So FOIL. So x and x is x squared. X times 1 is just plus x. 2 times x plus 2x. 2 times 1 is 2. Combine like terms. So x squared plus 3x plus 2. That's what I started with. So it works. That means I did it right. Okay? Let's do one more and then we'll be done for today. Just wanted to give you a little intro so you can see it, so it's not like we're starting completely from scratch tomorrow. A squared plus 7a plus 10. So again, I want factors of 10. Okay, so I want two numbers that when multiplied together give me 10, when added together give me 7. Okay, so 5 and 2. My only other option is 1 and 10. That's obviously not going to add to give me 7. So my only option is 2 and 5. Okay, this one doesn't matter which one I write with what because there's nothing in front and both numbers work with 10 well. So a squared plus 2a plus 5a plus 10. So group the first two, group the last two. So what can I take out of the first two? An a, and what does that leave me with? A plus 2. What can I take out of the second two? 5. So 5, and what does that leave me with? A plus 2. We've got a match. So copy down everything outside, a plus 5. And then copy down one of the pairs, a plus 2. So then to check it, check by foiling. So we've got a times a squared, a times 2 plus 2a, 5 times a plus 5a, 5 times 2 is 10, so plus 10, combine like terms, a squared plus 7a plus 10. Those match, so it's right. Cool. Isn't that pretty nifty how you can like check and see if you got it right so you know? I think it's pretty cool. Alright, so we'll pick this up tomorrow. I don't know if this section is going to have any that end up being positive or negative and what's going to happen with that. There might be some stuff. Yeah, there are in this section. So we'll do some more of these where they're like just positive, some where the middle sign is negative, some where the last sign is negative, some where both are negative, just to see what happens with that. So